Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. To those who are here and prompt, we are at session number 6 of 6. So we've made it. So we're gonna start off the same way we've been starting off from day one. Just a little bit of questions and information. Welcome to those of you who are joining us here in Zoomland and to all of you who are over on YouTube. We're coming over. Remember to put your questions and your comments over there. Type your name in the chat over on YouTube so we know you're over there. And for everybody who's here with us in Zoomland, please remember to join using your full name as you registered so that we can make sure we have you here and present. All right, so today we are completing our second non-nursing session, and would you believe it, as it turns out, we are coinciding with the launch of 16 days of activity to have the elimination of violence against women and children. And what are we going to learn about today? Some basic self-defense so we can help to protect ourselves. But before we hand over to our moderator, who's going to be Mrs. Sandra Morris, our assistant treasurer today, I have a little something I need you all to participate in. So everybody's ready for participating? All right, let's see if you're ready and paying attention. Let's do this. So I have two quick questions for you. I want you to participate. I know the people over in YouTube world may not be able to participate. It's actually a poll and there are only two questions. So I want you to just go right ahead. I'm going to put it up on the screen and I want you to select your answers so we can see what you have to say. Poll has started. Go right ahead and select your answers if you are seeing. Viewers on YouTube, I know you may see it a little bit late, but we still expect you to type your answers over in the YouTube chat when it comes up so that you can see it. All right. Need 30 more seconds. Everybody's typing. All right. I see answers going up. Wonderful. Going up, going up. So the first question is asking you to select all the options that are self-defense moves. So notice we don't have any all of the above up there. And then it's the second one says, I always do a quick scan before I enter my home. Yes or no? And don't tell any untruth. If you don't look all the time, don't say so. All right. 30 more seconds. We're going. Come on, man. We don't even have 50% answering yet. More answers coming in. Yeah, man. Let us hear what you have to say. I'm sure that Captain Hibbert wants to see what we say to these two poll questions, you know. All right. Going up 24, 30 more seconds. Let's give it and then we're done with the poll and we can see what we've answered. So far we have, it look like a lot of people know about the groin kick, man. We're at 92% for that. And so far we have everybody saying, yes, they always do a quick scan. That's good. So we're counting down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so we're gonna end the poll. Let's see what the results look like. Everybody seeing? Madam Moderator, you seeing? Captain Hubert, you seeing the results for the poll?
Yes, I'm seeing.
All right,
yes,
so
yes.
we are seeing that we had about 59% who answered and they selected all of the above as self-defense moves. Going by name, there's one here that isn't a move, but it is a move really. And then we had 25 people who said, actually, yes, they do always scan before going into their houses. We had 3 people who said actually they didn't. So that's good information we've looked at right there. And so as we move in, just a last question for anybody who was here on Monday and can tell me what am I doing today that I learned on Monday? Sorry, on Tuesday. Anybody? Who knows? Put up your hand and tell me, or open your microphone and tell me. What do you see that I learned on Tuesday?
Yes, you're wearing lipstick.
Ooh, you go, Andrea Wisdom Grant. Prize for you. This is the Zoom
Exactly.
lipstick. Wearing the Zoom lipstick. It's awesome because I love purple and I don't have any purple lipstick. Look at that. So thank you for your attention. I'm coming over YouTubers to see what answers you put for the poll question. And I will now hand over to our moderator for this evening, Mrs. Sandra Morris. Over to you, Sandra.
Thank you. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you to our president. Okay. Yes. Thank you to our president, Cheryl, and welcome to our participants this afternoon. It is indeed a very good afternoon and a very interesting topic that we have for the afternoon. And incidentally, we would have loved to have been face-to-face for this topic, one that I have seen presented at our NICE conference, and it's very engaging, and you would want to be practicing some of the moves that we will be taught. And so I invite you to do so in the space of your home as best as possible, that we follow through and we will be engaged. Try to be as engaged as possible. To do our presentation for this afternoon, we have Captain Robert N. Hibbert. He's a Jamaican-born military man. Captain Robert N. Hibbert comes from a long line of similar men. His family has served in the military since the 9th century. And you heard that correct, 9th century. At the tender age of 4, he was exposed to regimented drills, firearms, and martial arts. And by the age of 15, was a rifle shooting champion in the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force. He was schooled at Jamaica College, where on completion and just before his 18th birthday, he joined the Jamaica Defense Force, JDF, Jamaica Military, as student pilot of fixed wing aircrafts before going off to basic training in Newcastle, Jamaica. A little over a year later, he was sent to the prestigious Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst in England, where he excelled at military martial arts. He was awarded the Overseas Cane of Honor for being the top overseas student, as well as the award for being the Academy top shot. He has trained and served with some of the top special teams in the world. Locally, he has served in 5 of the then 7 units in the JDF, to include roles such as Forces Recruit Training Officer and Infantry Officer, as well as serving in the JDF Coast Guard. In addition, he served as a director in local government, National Youth Service, and in the Ministry of National Security, Director of Firearms Licensing Authority. He was also instrumental in the conceptualization and creation of the Firearms Training Manual for the Firearms Licensing Authority in Jamaica. We're not through yet. He was also engaged in film. Captain Hibbert burst onto the silver screen in Storm Salter and Paul Buckner's Better Must Come in 2010, where he put his skills into action as an associate producer, head of security, stunt coordinator, and gun wrangler. For a decade, he has established himself as the best at his craft, working on major productions such as Night and Day, Sprinter, and Yardie, to name a few. His latest role as head of security, Jamaica, for the 25th James Bond movie, No Time to Die, 2021, has cemented his name and accomplishments in the Jamaica film industry. He also fills the role as consultancy. Currently, Captain Hibbert serves as a security consultant in his partnership of Executive Solutions in Jamaica. He also lectures at the Center for Security, Counterterrorism, and Non-Proliferation at the Caribbean Maritime University, CMU. His training and exposure has led to him become a leading consultant in Jamaica on executive protection, production security management, and film armory. His training and exposure has led to him being one of the major consultants in Jamaica on personal protection, especially with regards to firearms and self-defense for women. Captain Hibbert as Renaissance man. Captain Hibbert is a loyal, hardworking, self-motivated, extensively traveled individual with an intelligent mind, as well as good oral and written communicative, surveillance, and investigative skills. He has extensive personal and VIP security training and experience, martial arts / close combat skills, and mastery in the skills of weapon usage and handling, firearms and otherwise. He is the founder and developer of the Storm Extreme Fighting System. He now has in excess of 100 close quarter firearm neutralizing techniques in this arsenal. Captain Hibbert thoroughly enjoys his work and manages to incorporate his hobbies into his professional life. He enjoys the martial arts and self-protection, sport and combat shooting, community development, watching movies, meeting people, listening to music, cliff and helicopter rappelling, and driving. What better person could we have this afternoon to share with us in our webinar series? And so I hand over to you now, Captain Robert N. Hibbert, to share with us from his wealth of knowledge that we just heard about. We will see live and direct at this time, coming to us right now from Captain Robert Hibbert. Let's welcome him as he shares with us.
Captain Hibbert, your audio is okay. You're muted now, so come on, yeah, unmute so we can hear you. Your audio was connecting.
My original camera, for some strange reason, decided to do its own thing. So if you will let me in on the other device, I can carry on. I'm on 2 devices. Yeah. All right. That makes better sense. Okay, let me do that correction. And I should be able, okay. Okay. I'm corrected now.
Yes, you are.
All right, let me do my best to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Good evening, everybody. So glad to be here. I had a presentation prepared for you. I was going to be at my dojo with my students where I could get to flip them and do all the wonderful things I wanted to do. But unfortunately, the internet at the office went, so that counted that out. And I ended up taking you home with me. So welcome to my living room. I have enough space to do what I want. I have one student with me, Chris, who is going to be helping me throughout. But I just want you all to know that this evening is for you. And if you can, I am not great on, Chris will help me with the technology, but what I will do is I will do my best to impart some knowledge, okay? So the first thing I want to do is to make sure that we are as interactive as possible. And I'm glad that it was mentioned that we should make some space in the living room to do some things. That's first thing. I will begin by saying thank you, Madam Chair, Lady, for such a wonderful introduction. As a matter of fact, a student wrote that for me some years ago, and I don't know, it's still out there. So I don't even remember some of the things, but it has been a while. I've been a practitioner of the martial arts for in excess of more than 45 years, and I'm still learning. So I'm always a student. I don't think that I'm better than anyone. I actually think that I'm maybe a little bit more aware. And it is because of my students why I keep on going and going. So I hope that you learned something this evening. And feel free to put the questions towards Madam Chair, and hopefully I can answer some of them. So let's start. I am a founder of a technique or a system called the Storm Extreme Fighting System. Storm, where it is a water-based system. What does that mean? It means that we try not to be staccato in our movements. We try to be very fluid in our movements. And fluidity tends to work, especially if you're tired and you're weaker than your opponent. So STORM, the acronym, actually has a number of meanings, but one of them being, and if you follow me, the S is for speed. You want to use the relative speed, the appropriate speed to do what you want to do. So speed. T is for technique. Yes, we're supposed to teach you some techniques, and there are techniques that work, but you'll find out how and when to use what technique. O is for orientation or positioning. It is the way in which you face your opponent or not. Most people practice their self-defense from being attacked from the front, but you know very well that you can be attacked from the side or from behind or from any angle. You may be attacked by someone shorter or from a lower angle or someone taller from a higher angle. So that's orientation. R is for regaining the initiative. The person who started the confrontation has the initiative, and your aim is to regain the initiative and put them in their proper place. And M is for motivation. You need to be properly motivated to do what we're asking you to do. Now, unlike many of my presentations where, yes, we do have set PowerPoint presentations, no. Today, I'm just going to be talking to you, and hopefully with the time that I've been doing this, you can learn. And as I said, feel free to ask whatever you want to ask. So the STORM system, it's effective. It's an effective system because it is easily learned and can be easily practiced, and it is easily engendered by male, female, the young, the old. And if you understand the little principles and apply them, you should be good at it. Now, this system was made up over several years, several decades even. And I have practiced many of the martial arts styles, you know, the Aikido, the Karate, the Taekwondo, you name a few of them, I would have done them. I spent some time in China learning Chinese Kung Fu, and I have done some Filipino martial arts. And with all of that done, it means that I still need to practice. Our situation in Jamaica is particularly unique because we have to examine our own experience instead of trying to copy what the Orientals have done. So what I want you to do is to examine your own experience and see where what we're going through can help you. Technically, the STORM system is not a martial art. And this is important for you to get. What it is a system. It is a practical yet tactical self-protection system. I'll say it again. It is practical and tactical, meaning that it has some amount of military thought put into it, but it is a self-protection system, not just a self-defense system. And you'll understand what that is in a short while. It is a mixture of the arts and the sciences. So what it is a combined combative arts and sciences type of system. And what does that mean? combined, I use whatever works. If it works, I'm going to use it. Combative means that it has been tried and tested. Most of these things that I will teach, I've actually done. And yes, I've been in a few skirmishes, and not just here. What I do nowadays, a lot of my work, or even for a few years now, I've taken clients as a bodyguard out into Africa and into the Middle East, where sometimes I may be armed and other times I may not be. And I'm expected to still deliver the same level of protection. So I've had to use some of these empty hand techniques. I've had to disarm. I've had to use the weapons that were brought against me, against my opponents. And I've at the same time get my clients into safety. So when you think of what I've done, I want to think about you doing the same thing for your family and friends. So with that, let me start by explaining to you what protection is. Whereas self-defense is the act of protecting oneself, protection is that system that you put in place. So it might not involve a confrontation, but certainly what it is put depth to your safety. In other words, think of you being at home. If you have a gate and a fence, and you can think of yourself having dogs in the yard and a grill, and the doors are locked. These are all systems. Those form a part of your self-protection. Now think about being attacked and you have to deliver a punch or a kick. I noticed a lot of people went on to do the groin thing, and that will, I'll give you my view on that in a little bit. Those are protective system, self-defense systems. So I don't encourage self-defense. I don't encourage the use of force at first. What I encourage is being smart and making sure that you do what you have to do to stay alive. There's also a big distinction I need to make between security and safety. Both go hand in hand. Security is, and I've asked many security professionals about this, and they have given me answers that I wonder if they really know. But what security is, it is really the protection from harm from a known or intended or expected source. While safety is protection from harm from an unknown, unexpected, uncertain source. And if you can get that in your mind, we never divide or separate safety from security. Security is what you know can come your way, and safety is anything else that can happen. Likewise, a lot of people separate planning and preparation. We don't subscribe to that. We don't separate them. Planning is very much akin to security. You know what is going to happen, what you're going to do, and what you need to do to get there. But the preparation is in case of anything else happening. So once we have those things in mind, we can move along. And it's very important that we define what we want to get. We want, because many people have different definitions for different words. I would say one common one is awareness versus alertness. You can be aware and not alert. A state of alertness, imagine you're unconscious. It is considered a state of alertness. If you're sleeping, it is a state of alertness. If you are alert enough to answer your name, you're alert. But you might not be aware as to what the situation is going on around you. So pay attention to your awareness and differentiate it from alertness. Now I want to move on to telling you about the fighting mindset. A lot of people want to get into this hand-to-hand fighting thing, but they're not mentally prepared for it. You fight every single day. Every time you wake up in the morning, you're fighting yourself to get up out of bed. You're fighting yourself to do those things that you don't want to do. You don't want to go to work. So you fight against, you fight that urge and you go to work. That's fighting. And a lot of the fighting you will do in life is based on discipline. There's no shortcut to success. There's no shortcut at all. You could wish all you want. You could, it doesn't happen. You have to start putting in the work. So I'm not here to give you an easy way to get out of protecting yourself. But what I'm going to show you is a way that you can pick up on in a very short time. Now, the fighting mindset. The first thing I'd say to you is, if possible, whenever possible, avoid confrontation. If you don't need to confront somebody, don't do it, especially if you can win. Notice, especially if you can win. So I don't get into fights because I don't want to, be back in court again and somebody saying, do you know who that is? That guy can do this, 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 and this. And worse, if I do them, they're going to say, you could have controlled yourself a lot better and do it differently. So I don't want that to happen. Avoid confrontation. If you have no choice but to have a confrontation, what you want to do is to use the necessary force. Never use excessive force. Use only that force that is legally necessary to save your life and get you to safety. Now, I must tell you this, because on the other hand, and later on, I might tell you that fight to live, and that might be unfair. But in the mind, you want to always say, I did only what was necessary to keep me safe. If at any time you can't stop a threat from coming at you, remove yourself. If you can't remove yourself, put something between you and your attacker. Maybe something like a garbage bin, a nightstand, any object that you can. You put that in between you and your opponent. You can do that. They have to hit you through a door. They have to hit you through across a table. So get something in between you and the person. If you're not sure of certain things, this is what you do. Have good contact with self-defense instructors. Have a good friend as a police officer, and have a good lawyer. And get yourself a good doctor as well. Because in the event that you have to protect yourself or have to use deadly force, you might need these people to advise you as to what to do. So that is a little bit about the fighting mindset. And it is about, main thing, if you don't have to confront anyone, don't. Put things in between you and anybody that is attacking you, and make sure you use only that force that is necessary to protect yourself. Make sure you have your friends, the lawyers, the police, the self-defense instructors, and the doctors. Now, what we have now is to understand what is happening in the 21st century. I've been watching some videos in recent times, and I'm appalled at the things that I'm seeing happening to women. I'm seeing women being attacked by their spouses. I'm seeing, and that is not to say men are not attacked, but a society, it depicts itself by how we treat our women, how we treat our children, and how we treat our elderly. I've seen the security forces beating up on women. I've seen women beating up on women. And I know for one thing, one of the main reasons why people are attacked is because their attacker believe that they can win. So if people know that you will defend yourself, maybe they won't attack you. And that is just my perspective on things. The martial arts of the 21st century, therefore, and you see a lot of this happening, is the firearm. Everybody's using a gun these days. And that is what we call a force multiplier. They use the gun to stick you up, to get you fearful. And out of this fear is when they can rob you, they can kidnap you, and so on. So I'm going to be showing you some techniques as to how to sort that out as well. But first of all, you must have that mindset and you must want to win. in my own mind, this is what I do. I do everything to go home. And it's as simple as that. My aim is not to trick you or to make you believe that you can become Superman or Superwoman. I want you to understand what really can happen. And if you're going to be injured, or if you're seriously injured, or if you're going to die, this is my take on it. If somebody is determined to harm you and you feel that you might not survive, this is what I say. Do what you have to do to save your life. Imagine that you're drowning. I don't think there's anyone who would probably find themselves in a situation where they're drowning and refuses to grab onto something. So fight, 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 and I will give you some ideas as how to do it. There are some things that are going to happen to you when you have a confrontation. One of them is excitement. You're going to get excited. You're going to be wondering if you can do it. I don't like using the word fear, but that's what you would equate it as. You're going to be probably fearful, okay? And I don't want that to happen to you. And you're going to ask me, how do I deal with this fear? Well, part of it, of dealing with the fear, is making sure that you breathe. The excitement will come. And the excitement is dangerous because it allows you to make mistakes. And I don't want you to be making mistakes that can cost your life. The next thing I want to tell you is action versus reaction. And I'm going to demonstrate it later on. Action always beats reaction. I'll say that again. Action always beats reaction. So when I look at the questions that were asked earlier on, there are some things that I agree with and some things I want to expand on a little bit more. So when you act, the person who has to deal with you, they have to react. So I'm going to be demonstrating a few of the action versus reaction things in a while. Here's a caution. The caution is on deadly force. Sometimes we don't know our own strength. And I have seen where in a situation where a car overturned and there was a mother in the car and her child was pinned in the car, well, pretty much under the car. And this little lady of about 5'4" managed to lift the car off the baby. And she didn't know how that happened. And basically what happened was, in that moment, in that excitement, with the adrenaline rush, and seeing her own child being pinned under the car, she managed to lift the car so that the child could ease himself out. And that is an excellent case of understanding what happens to you, that adrenaline rush. When you feel your knees shaking, actually what your body is doing is charging up. So it's actually a good thing. It says, don't confuse it with fear. That's an adrenaline rush and it can help you to fight. So use it. In other words, if you give somebody a coward lick, you might very well kill them. And that may be seen as deadly force. You used enough force in a punch or with an improvised weapon or with a traditional weapon. And that thing can cause the loss of life. And if that happens, then maybe, just maybe, you are looking on another realm of using deadly force. So, as we go through this evening, I'm going to be looking at some scenarios, and I'm going to take scenarios from you, and hopefully, I can help you to better understand it. There's one thing that I want you to understand is the definition of murder as we now have it today. And the definition of murder is the illegal taking of life of a human being. That's what it was, by another human being during the time of the Queen's Peace. Right now, it is something slightly different. What it is the taking of life, the life of a reasonable creature in being. And this is a technical term. In this technical age, you might find that something looks like a person and it's not a person. And we have seen it in robotics. We have seen it in the enhancement of human beings. For those of us who are from the 70s, would remember $6 Million Man. And we would probably have watched movies like The Cyborgs. And there are people who are enhanced technologically. And so I'm not sure if they're human beings or they're reasonable creature beings. Therefore, you have to be very careful as to what you do. Okay? So far, I've gone on for a little bit. Are there any questions? Anybody have any questions? You can pass them out now, and then I'll move into the next phase. None? Okay. Well, I'll go on. Some of the weapons you might meet upon on the street are firearms. Now, whatever weapon we use or weapons that we might use in the demonstrations, I want you to understand that they are for training purposes only. And this one is rubberized, but it's hard enough to give you a hit that you will remember, okay? What you might meet upon is a lot of knives. And I'm using training knives here. Short knives. Short knives are normally used sideways, not long ways. They're normally used sideways. And you find that the thumb is on them and we have a tendency of pushing. A stab is a very dangerous thing because it's a small opening with a great amount of penetration. So we have got to be very careful of these short knives. You have bigger knives that are probably like this. And the bigger knives we tend to cut, have a cutting effect with the bigger knives. And there's a way of dealing with those too. There may be some specialized knives. One of those specialized knives might be in the form of a dagger with both sides sharpened. So your defense has to be very, very good. If you can't fight with a knife or fight against a knife, you probably want to put something between you and a person with a knife. But knives, these blades cut both ways. You might have longer knives, like specialist knives, like you might see my swords in the back. Well, this is a tanto blade, and what it is the tanto means small sword. So it is used in a particular way. For example, when I take a tanto out, the sharpened portion is upward. As opposed for most Westerners, we have the sharpened portion downward. But in our swords, all our swords, we have the sharpened portion upwards. So it is not blunted against in the scabbard or in the sheath, as would be called here. So we keep that side sharp. So when we stab, the sharpened portion is on the top, and it's something that is very important to know. And there's one more knife, one more blade that I'd want to introduce to you. And these are all models of them. This is called a karambit. A karambit. And this is an Asian type knife. And what you do is you put your finger on the inside of this and you make a fist. So now you have something to hit with and you have something to cut with. And I'm going to be using the karambit later on so you can see, I'll be using all the knives so you can see how they work. So that is what we're going to be doing for weapons. And later on, we look at improvised weapons. Before we get into that though, everybody needs to do something. Now, Madam Chair, I can't see if they're doing it. So I'm going to try and demonstrate some of the things that you need to do in your own time. And they're going to involve certain basic exercises. And these exercises are made to keep you fit. Some of them, I'm going to name them out, and you can do these in your own time at home. We have hip circles, side stretches, arm stretches, neck circles, jogging on the spot, jumping jacks, touching your toes or bending over, stretching your back, sit-ups, leg raises, crunches, and of course, the one that nobody likes, push-ups. So those are just some of them. So let's start. I'll just move my chair so that we can understand what they are. Okay. So I hope I can be seen from here. All right. Let me see if I can get myself into a proper position. I might need to tilt my camera up a bit. Can you see me?
No.
Can you see? Oh, can you see me now? You can see me
Yes.
now.
Yes,
Okay,
we're seeing you.
cool. So we're talking about hip circles. And let me just rest some of my weapons that I'll be demonstrating with. We're talking about putting your hands on your hip and bending over, and that is a hip circle. So those who are at home, feel free to join. And you can, once you get that knot out one way and the other way, you can go 1, 2, 3. And it is not, ladies and gentlemen, it is not this. It is not that part of the thing. It's not that party. It is about actually stretching, okay? You do 5 on one side and do 5 on the other side, okay? And for ease and simplicity, that's 5. So there goes your hip circles. From your hip circles, you're going to do some side stretches. Now, most people don't do these properly. Side stretch, start stretching up with your legs shoulder width apart, stretch up first. So while you're stretching up, stretch down. So you stretch up with one hand and down with the other hand. And try to use the lower hand to reach for your ankle and try to use the other hand to go over. So you end up in a position down with this one and over with this one. And likewise, when you change, get the other hand to go towards the ankle and the other hand to go up and over. And if you, even when you're seated, if you try that, you should have some results. So let's try about 3 of those for time. 1, 2, and 3. And the old bone's working. I mean, if you're as young as I am at 57, I'm joking, I'm not there yet, but we want to keep stretching. And part of stretching helps us to live a very long life. Those are 2 of the exercises. The third one is arm stretches. Now, why we have these is because we are going to be using the arms to do a lot of the work. And if you just take one arm, put your elbow in front of you, and put the hand behind it, you can push it back. Stretch it as far as you can. And that is 1. Go back again. And that's 2. And for ease and simplicity, we're going to do 3 of those. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more, 6. As simple as you see those moves are intended to use to fight. So we're going to be finding that we're going to be elbowing like this. So they are not just to warm you up. They are used for your self-defense. And you'll find that out later as well. Neck circles. Neck circles. And with a neck circle, what you want to do is it's not a bob and weave situation. What it is that you're going to be tilting your head all the way forward until you feel the stretch on the back of the neck. And you're going to tilt it back. Starting with that. So you go back, front, side to side, and then go around making the circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can go all the way around. And that helps to relax you and take out some of the knots you have in your neck. Jogging on the spot. All I see about jogging on the spot is that you want to do it, that you bring your knees at least to waist height. Now, some of us might have knee problems and other problems. So try not to hit the ground too hard. Come down on the ball of your foot. You could march on the spot like this, or you could jog on the spot like this, okay? You do that Normally, until you break a sweat, you're talking about 15 minutes. Jumping jacks also work. And just remember, when you jump, you want to have here and back this way. Again, you do that for about 10 to 15 minutes. So if you continue doing that, you'll be pretty warm and ready to take on the rest of the session. Now, touching your toes, this is something that some people, find it very difficult to do. I have had problems with my back before, so I don't try to snap myself into or anything. But what you want to do is to lean over, put your legs together and lean over. And as you lean and the back flattens, then you can try as best as you can to just go for your toes or go for the floor. And that is all that is required. When you stretch, breathe out for 15 seconds, and that should help you somewhat. Sit-ups. Well, if I start sitting up, I'd have to change my cameras, but you understand what sit-ups are. And I certainly hope that when you sit up, remember, it's from the stomach, so you don't have to come all the way up. Tighten and crunch, and that's it. Just crunch up, and that will work for you. Likewise, leg raises, place your hands in the right place and lift the legs, and that should help you. And the last one is push-ups. Now, there's something about push-ups that I want you to understand. If you're going to push up, don't just put your hands any old way. Turn your fingers slightly inward and push out of the heel of your hands in this manner. So you have that working for you. And with those exercises, you should be able to get warmed up, get ready, get fit. And I hope it works for you. So now I have my cameraman here, and I certainly hope I can get better footage than trying to do it this way. I'm going to invite Chris to come and help me, and we're going to be doing some techniques for you. Okay? All right. So, you want to come around? I want to tell you, I want to read something to you first. The first thing I want to read to you is the laws of survival. There are some laws that govern survival. You don't just get up and survive. And there are some laws. The first law is self-preservation at all times. That you must think of winning, you must think of living at all times. Self-preservation at all times. The second thing is awareness. Try to always be aware. There are two types of awareness. There is situational awareness of where you are and what is happening, and there's personal awareness. Now, if you go downtown, for example, you decide to wear your gold chain, it means you're probably not so aware of what is happening. Situationally, you have to understand what is happening downtown, and you have to understand what is happening with your person. He can do it. The next thing you want to do is expect the unexpected. We have a little saying where we are from. We say, a crocodile can be by even a child if it steps out of his normal territory, out of his normal environment. Be careful how you step out of your normal environment, because you could end up actually hurting yourself. Never underestimate anyone. I don't trust, I am not afraid, nobody, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're 2 feet tall or 8 feet tall. I don't care. All I care about is this. I am going to protect myself. The last one is to respect life. Always try to respect life. You didn't make any life here. You might be parents, but you didn't give life to anyone, but only God does that. So don't go around and try to take lives. It's not the thing you want to do. So once you start respect life, you're good to go. So with the laws of survival, the next thing I'm going to tell you about is basic self-defense formula. And when I looked at those questions that were asked earlier on, here's the formula when you look at something like that. 1, if you can't see, you can't fight. 2, if you can't breathe, you can't fight. And the third one is, if you can't stand, you can't fight. That is all you need to remember. If you can't see, can't breathe, can't stand. And you can do these in any order. So I'm going to be demonstrating a few things as to how to make people see people as though you make people can't breathe, and then how to make them can't stand. So if you're at home and you want to join me for this, feel free. Let me put down some of my things here, and I am going to try something for you. So in the can't see portion of this, it is about taking away sight. And as Christian comes to me, this is Christian, just I don't need your weapon just yet, just come here. And he is much younger than I am, and he's a lot fitter. And I hope I don't hurt him in the process. You know, if you break your training partner, it doesn't work. So here we go. He's attacking me for whatever reason, and I want you to try to hold on to me or something. We're talking about can't see. So that's can't see. That's all it takes. I take any hand and put it over the eyes. Now, the trick is to use the heel of the palm. And when you use the heel of the palm, you put the palm on the nose. So you smash the nose and tilt the head back. And that is part of can't see. Grab onto me again. A part of can't see comes with can't breathe. And the can't breathe is to hit him in the throat. I can hit him this way, and I use what is called the tiger mouth. And what it is the open hand. And let me, which one am I using? This? Right. So the tiger mouth, I use the open hand, especially this bone. And what I do with this bone is to hit him in the throat. So now I have a can't see and I have a can't breathe. Can't see, can't breathe, can't stand. You can start with the can't stand in the air. And you're nurses, so you understand what happens when you get hit in the air or hit in the groin. So we have a can't see, can't breathe, stand. If you should use the hammer fist and hit somebody in the air, that could work. Or if you should cup your hand like this and you should slap him in the air, that could work. Or if you should can't see, can't breathe, hold him and knee him in the groin, that is a can't stand. And that's the basic formula for self-defense. If you don't remember anything else, remember Miller. Can't see, can't breathe, can't stand. Now, understanding this, we have to understand what is happening in the mind of people who are good at self-defense, who are fearful. A fearful person always thinks about how to get away. When you're not fearful, you don't think like that. You think of something else. You think of target areas. Which one am I using? This? Yes. Oh, so, okay. I'm just gonna ask if you could switch to my other device where my camera, my better camera is, that can follow me as I do my demonstrations. And just tell me when that is up. Okay, I'm on now. There's another device.
It's up, we're
Okay.
seeing.
We are seeing now. All right. So I'm being seen. So there's no excuses now. You want to make sure that in any situation you're aware. And what are you aware about? You're aware of where your attack is coming from. To start training, we practice the attack coming onto you from the front. Use a weapon if you want. Don't get too excited. Just point that at me for a second. This is something that can happen. And people say, you're only doing that because you're experienced. Well, to have a gun point at you, one of the first things to understand is that a gun has to shoot in a straight line. I've never seen a gun fire a bullet and it go around a corner. The technology is there, but I've never seen it happen on the street. So if you're not in front of the gun, then you have a better chance. So I'm going to do something. It's not magic. So just pay attention before, I want to get your camera steady so I can do this. Are you watching? I'm going to ask that you don't blink. Don't blink. And if you did any blinking that you probably would have missed it, don't blink. So let's try that again. Please don't blink. And if you could point it here. And I'm going to do it slowly enough that you can see it. Again, don't blink. It's not that hard. And what it is simply this. If you're watching carefully enough, just before I move, I did this. In other words, the gun was no longer at me. And then, as soon as I moved my head, I held the gun still and I pushed the hand off. And that's all I did. Point it again. So it is moving out the way, holding this one still and pushing the hand off. Now, if you know a technique or a dance style called signal the plane, that's pretty much what it is. So my hands are going this way. And those at home, feel free to signal your plane or somebody else's plane, I don't know. And if you could just come right here so that it could be seen, all right? And all I'm doing is I move myself, hold on to the gun and push that away. Now I have something to strike with. Okay? Now I have something to strike with. And what am I taking away? I'm taking away sight. If I use it this way, I'm taking away breathing. If I use it in the air, I'm taking away standing. And standing is balance and stance. So whatever the technique is, it really doesn't matter. Can I have a knife? All right. I'm going to try with a knife. Use this, put that on. It really doesn't matter what the weapon is. Just when you're ready, just do anything. Okay. And this is pretty dangerous. By now, normally, I would have to have a quick pamper change right now. But I'm going to breathe, calm myself down. And I know, and if it's a cameraman, if you bring the camera down just a little bit, he's not seeing this. So I bring my hand through here and I push it into this one. So when I push this into this, I bend the wrist and I push the knife back at him. When I push the knife back at him, I drop my weight into it. I bring this arm underneath his other arm and I grip it again. And now he's off me. If I need to do anything, I can do it with the knife. It's not about cutting. It's not about force. It's all about the same things. Try it again. The first thing I need to make sure is that the knife doesn't come towards me. I want the knife to go away from me and I go in the other direction. So it is that. I want to do it a little faster so you can see. So you want to shape me a little bit? And see, it's just like that. In no time, it is in the other hand. I'm going to do it slowly now so you can see. And it is touch and pass into the other hand. Then I get the thumb vertically into the back of the hand. And the second finger goes on the wrist. So I can bend the wrist. Then I grab hold of this. I turn towards him. And then I'm going to come down. When I get this on the other side of his hand, I get a grip again. So now look at what is happening. The body says, still hold on. And I'm bracing him this way. Which one of, yeah, it's okay to make a sound. What is happening right here is that he would have lost his balance. Not only would he have already been cut, I can now decide to take his sight. I can knee him in the face. I could very well knee him in the face. I could kick him in the groin. I could stomp on his feet. I could do a number of things to him, but I can get him off. And I hope that make some amount of impact on you as to how simple self-defense can be if you want to make it work, or how difficult it can be if you don't want to make it work. I want to try something else. Just dress those and hold on to me. The way in which a woman is attacked is not the same as in the way men are attacked. Women are constantly held, they're grabbed, and so on. And they don't know how to get out. Here's a secret. You open your hand like a palm tree. Aim your little finger or your thumb towards the opening. And it will come out. Hold with the other hand, please. Likewise, if it's like this, I want to turn my wrist so you can see. So the skinny part points towards the opening and I take my hand out. Hold on to me again. And here we go. I take my hand out. I'm going to try it again. Hold me this way. And you see the opening. And I get my hand out. Hold me again. And I get my hand out. Being that I don't play fair, I'm not necessarily the nicest guy when I'm defending myself. Hold on to me with that hand. I want to take this out and I want to just send my fingers. I don't want to use any tool. I just want to have it pretty much like this. And I want to send them into the eyes. Okay? Even if I don't get them into the eyes, hold it again. I want to get that. And I'm going to do it again and hold it. I want to get that and get that. And right away, I'm dealing with sight. Try to keep your eyes open. Try to keep your eyes open. All right? Now, there are two little pressure points right here. Right here. Try to keep your eyes open. Right here. Try to keep your eyes open again.
Captain, come over some more, please, in the middle, not seen clearly.
Which one of the cameras are you? Are you seeing me like this?
Yes.
They're seeing me on
So
this one.
Let him come over some more.
Okay, I'm gonna turn. Can you see me better now?
Not seen you as yet.
You're not seeing me. That means yes. Uh-oh. The one. Oh, the host. Can you put me on spotlight? Because I think that's what I'm on. I'm trying to use the camera so you can see. What? Yes. Yes. So can you see me now? Switch me onto the other camera.
You're actually black right now.
No, that means you're using the old camera. Go to the second device that I had put you on.
It says the camera is on.
Oh, but you're not seeing me.
No.
I think
You're
I know
not
what
seeing me
the
on
problem is. There are two
Yes.
Captain Hibberts. One
Yes.
is Cap and it's shortened. We're supposed to be
There you
on
go.
the Captain Hibbert.
I put you on
Hibbert.
spotlight. Mhm.
Oh, spotlight. That's the thing. That's the thing. Can you see me now?
Yes, we can. Thank
Good.
you.
That's the camera. And that's the camera I thought I was working with. So my apologies. Are we ready now? So my cameraman, you have to be realistic. So I'm going to be doing over some stuff. Right. So I think this one is better. Okay. I want you to, women are normally grabbed, and that's something that we have to deal with. So you, without hurting me, please, don't beat me up, grab me. This is it's quite possible. And most times when men do this, it is normally for domestic situations, and we can't really get out of these situations. So if you're a lady, I suggest this. If he's holding on to you, let him hold on, help him. And take the other hand and put the heel of your hand into his nose, like so. I don't care, stay right there, stand up. I don't care if you're shorter. Get this, push the head back and put your knee into his groin. And if you can put your knee into his groin, like I'm not really hitting him, I'm going to hit him just a little bit. I'm hitting him on the leg. And if you can understand that, pushing up on the chin, hitting it in the nose, but holding on to him is very important for this technique. So you open your hands pretty much like that, and you want to get the head back, and you want to put a knee into the groin, and that should help you. When men are attacked, put your dukes up. When men are attacked, this is the sort of thing that you see happening a lot. And so you make a punch, and so men block, punch, 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 and people block, and I get to punch back. Women, it's not like that for women. Ladies, I'm showing you all of these as the introduction to what I'm about to teach. One of the things I want to show you is about target areas. So Christian is going to come again, and I'm going to show you target areas. Can you say? Okay. Target areas along the eyebrow. Any hit along the eyebrow with the hammer fist. This way, they'll have to close their eyes for a minute. The corner of the eyes, these two spots, takes away sight. On the bridge of the nose, if the hammer fist is used to hit on the bridge of the nose, it works also. The jawline and in the air, turn around please. Watch his face when I touch him this way. So if you should hit or punch inside there, you're going to have a reaction. On the edge of the chin, about 1 inch from the edge of the chin, if I should bite down on your teeth, if I should touch him here, you'll see that he's shutting his eyes. He's going to shut them, and he can only take so much. On the neck, you have on the side of the neck, and you have the front of the neck. Anything to include your forearm is good to hit to the side of the neck. So I can't hit him in the side of the neck, for real. People think that it is some, yeah, that can work too. But just, you have a chance to hug a guy up. Now I want you to try to say standing. I'm going to tap you for a bit, and just look at his reaction. Any hit to the side of the neck can knock you out. Don't go anywhere. So on the Adam's apple, and I see a lot of people are dressing differently. It's hard to tell the boys different from the girls. I look for an Adam's apple, I tilt the head up, and I hit them on that. And that should help you. As for the rest of the body, a guy who has a good, like a strong young man like this, you see where the chest is? Just under that. Right here. I'm going to touch you. Breathe. Right here. So if you should punch it, stab it, anything you do here, he's going to be like that. And what it does, it takes away the breath for a minute. You have good arms? Give me a good bicep there. Cool. All right. You see this little hole right here? In the Chinese system, we call it heart 2. And could you back out a little bit? And I'm going to press it. So if I should hit him there, it causes a bit of pain. Do that again. Yeah. And turn around. Under the armpit, if you should feel under the armpit, there's a bone right up here. In our thing, we call it heart 1. And just grab onto me. If I hold this on and punch him under here, he's going to feel a little bit of pain, and you can see it. I'm going to tap you for a bit. And you see what is happening. Heart 1, I touched him in the heart, and he's affected. I have a light failure somewhere. Just turn on that. Right. Come back again. Now, everybody knows about the solar plexus, but most of us cannot break it. We cannot affect it. We can do very little to it. Okay? Most of us. Get me good? Okay? Most of us cannot get that. But if you come down and Just come out of the hard part, come down on the soft part. A lot of people have a little belly, and at the top of the belly, I have Chinese names for these things, so forgive me. I think you call it the xiphoid process. I think that's what you call it. I'm gonna just put a hole in there so you can see where it is. Now, if I touch him there, he won't be breathing. Now, if you look at where it is, it forms a triangle with the nipples, nipple, nipple here. And I'm just gonna touch him for a little bit. Just breathe, breathe, breathe. And if I was supposed to hit him there, or punch him there, or turn around for a second, or even headbutt him there, he would have a problem breathing. Okay? The hips, just point again, down here. On the waistband, there are two bones right here. Face me, and I'm just going to tap them and see what happens. Put your arms up so that they can see what is happening. Watch me. And if you hit these with the heels of your hand the right way, it can work. For some of you who have been involved and exposed to boxing, you would know where the liver is, so I don't have to show you. But if you grab at me. If you bring your head down and punch upward to the liver, that will cause him to pretty much let you go. Those are just some of the basic techniques, and all of them affect one of the three things, whether it affects sight, whether it affects breathing, whether it affects balance or stance. These things work, and they always work. And try to stand up. Try to stand up. I'm just going to touch him. Try to stand up. Try to hold it. Try to hold it. Try to hold it. Try to hold it. And so far, I have not been beating up on him. So I hope we learned something there. And now I'm going to show you how to make it work all the time. Before you get into any fight or any situation, you want to know how to stand. And we have what we call the on guard, off guard stance. And this is what it is. I have somebody who is coming to harass me, and I have one leg in front. They can see this. I have one leg in front and one leg behind. Okay. And then you can come up, and I'm in this position. One hand covers my center line. It covers here. And the other hand is so that they can hardly see me. In other words, it is in line with their eyes like this. So now we have what we call an on guard, off guard stance. And you can beg, please don't hit me. But what they're not paying attention to is that this hand is protecting your center. And this one, I'm going to try and get it in line with my own eyes. So tap me now. And this is the first thing that happens. I immediately push my fingers into the eyes. Okay? It don't matter what else. If the hand comes, put your hand towards me. I have this hand to deal with that. So here, but now you won't see. And I got you that time, right? Good. So it works. The on guard, off guard stance. Where you put your hands is directly proportional to where and how far your opponent is from you. And watch this. If he's this close, I want my hands to be up close like this. Now look at what I'm protecting. I'm protecting my sides, and these can protect inside. I don't want to have this. I don't want to have it low. Not too high, not too low. I want to have it that my elbows are here and my fingers are just above my eyebrows. So I want to be like this. That's what I want to have. Because at this point in time, I can block this and I can stick in the eyes. And that's one of the first things I want to take out. I want to take out the eyes. So you keep the fingers pretty relaxed but rigid. And what you want to do is go straight into the eyes. Cool. The next stance I think I want to show is how to play your hands when you believe your about to be attacked. Watch me. If the person is far away, your hands are like this. Note, not this. Don't lock your arms down. You want to have one here and here. So now, come to me, just touch me. Let's do it slowly. This one comes up. Come right here. And touch me. This one comes up. Touch me with the other hand. This one comes up. So it's not a hand movement only. It's a body movement. So do it again. This one comes. This one comes. And as soon as I get that done, I want to take away sight, breathing, balance. And I hope that makes some sense. If they're a little closer, I'm going to change from here and I'm going to go here or here. Touch me. Same thing. The same hand that I can block with is the same hand that I would hit with. And I'm trying to hit them in the face. When you go at the face, what happens is that they tend to go back. Now, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something real quick, and that is important. I don't go for the eyes, really. I go for above the eyes. Tilt your head back. Tilt more back, more back, more back. And by tilting the head back, the fingers go into the eyes. So I start here with a bear claw-like action. Tilt your head back, more back. And the tilting of the head puts this into the eyes. When I get into the eyes, I sink them. And I'm actually trying to touch the back of his brain. Okay? Cool. As he gets closer, I change from here. So it started out here, went here. Then I'm like, I'm thinking, I wonder if he knows that he is about to be hurt. So he touches at me. Immediately, I'm working at him. And immediately, I'm starting my thing. But it starts from, I'm thinking. Now touch at me. Immediately, I'm dead. I'm offline. For whatever reason. Can you hear me?
We can hear, but we can't see you.
Technology wants to fight me this evening, but I'm not going to allow it. Hear what you do until that camera is back on. Is it on? I'm turning on the other camera. Can you see me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So until, good. Can you see me now? It's off again?
Yes, it's gone.
It's gone. Just give me one camera. Okay. Okay. Good. Which one is that? That's yours. You have it now. Okay. So now I want to be from here. From here, I can punch straight to the face. I can hit straight to the face. I can hit straight to the face and to the groin. Come up a little more. I can go into the face, into the groin. I can go into the face, into the groin, push him away. And as for the ladies who are not so good at striking anybody, could you hold on to me, please? Now I want you to watch me carefully. Get my hands. Ready? I put a hand on a hand. And I lift them like this. Then I strike down on his hands. And then I push him away. You remember that push-up that you did with your fingers turned in? This is exactly how you want to push. With your fingers in and your heels out. The heel of your hands out so you get a good push. So he grabs onto both hands. Watch my hands again. Catch my whole arm. So my fingers down and I'm doing this sort of motion. Not very hard to do. And I do this. Get his arms out the way. And if I want, like a butterfly, I strike him in the face. Or don't move, take it, strike him in the chest. Don't move, come back, come back. So I strike him in the face, or I strike him in the chest, or I open it like that, and I strike him in the throat. Striking him on the Adam's apple like this will definitely stop him from breathing. And I know you might feel sorry for him, but guess what? I have to hit them, and they have to hit me, and that's one of the only ways that we kind of get to really look. You good? Okay, pull the top lid over and let's carry on. Don't ever get into a self-defense situation where you try to do this. What this says is that I'm ready to fight. And so if a guy sees you ready to fight, then he's going to be ready to fight you as well. Just get in your on guard, off guard stance, protect your center, and the other hand goes forward. Protect your center, and the other hand goes forward with the fingertips pointing to the eyes. And that should help you. So here are your weapons, the weapons that God gave you. This one. This is called the hammer fist. And that's all it is. And somebody say, if you use this technique, you're fighting like a girl. It's quite fine. I fight like a girl all the time. And what it is this. Just touch at me. 1, 2, 3. And what it is that if you can't, just grab onto me for a second. With your hands like this, one on the nose bridge. Okay? One in the side of the neck. One on the collarbone. Notice he's still holding on. He's not letting go. Not very smart. So here we go. When you get your hands like this, one on the nose. One in the, no, back up. One in the neck. And one on the collarbone. Let's try them again. First one, hammer fist, any hand on the nose bridge. The second one, in the side of the neck. And the last one, where? One on the nose, one on the side of the neck,
Collarbone.
and one on the collarbone. Now this bone is pretty easy to break, and when you hit this with your hammer fist, you can almost rest assured that they won't be hitting you with that hand anymore. If you ever have to protect yourself from a hit, hide behind your grill. And this is how you hide behind the grill. Keep the grill nice and closed. This is not a grill closed. If your elbows are like this, your grill is not closed. Close your grill and get them parallel. You want to slap me? No, slap me. Slap me again. Slap me again. Get behind your grill and keep your hands up. Slap me again. 1, grab with the outer one. Then open your hand and run it along the side of the neck. That's 2. This is 3. Put your finger, use it. Is this good for TV? Use this one. Turn your back of your neck to me. And get a grip and sink this one into the neck. Try to stand up. Good. Can you get him now? Get him. And then put your knee into his nose. Let's go again. He tries to slap me. I get behind my grill. I hold on to this and I just run my hand up the shoulder, right into the side of the neck. Even if you're short to do it again, I get behind my grill, hold on to this, just pull that down a little bit, and that goes here. Take the center finger, you grip him, but make sure get the center finger to press into the neck. And look what happens when that is done. He will join you. Now at that height, your knees are free to go into, get this, turn around, drop your arm. You want the knee right on the bridge of the nose. That will stop breathing and will cause anybody who is doing you any form of violence in that way to kind of rethink their position. So now you know about the hammer fist. What I just showed you was a knife hand. Now, to make a knife hand, this is what you do. And a lot of people think that the knife hand is done with the soft part. You're very, very wrong if you think that. I want you to try this and tilt your fingers up. So get your hand and tilt your fingers up. There is a bone right here. And that bone is what you hit with. So I want you to make your knife hand, bring it up, and I want you to just tap me right here and see what happens. Do it again. Do it again. I can't take much more of that. So if I should knife hand him in the forehead, he can have a really bad headache. But I would knife hand him on the collarbone. I would knife hand him in the neck. I'd knife hand him in the groin. I would knife hand him anywhere that I can make a good strike, and it works. So you know about the hammer fist is a closed one, and you hit with this area. And the knife hand is the open one, and you hit with this area.
Captain, if you don't mind,
Yes.
one quick thing. Usually when you make a
Yes.
fist, there's a technique, I think, so that you don't hurt your thumb.
That
Would you
is
be
if
able
you're
to show it a
punching
little
this way.
closer? All right.
That's if. So this fist, you don't have to have any special technique. Just
Okay.
close your fist. Even if your hand was supposed to be like this because of your fingers, that's fine. You want, and can I get it like really close, like this area? And that's what you need. It's really here, the bone here that you're hitting with, and that should work.
Thank
Now,
you.
if you're going to be punching now, and you're doing straight punches, now make a fist, and maybe he has a better looking fist than I do. Okay, now keep it there. Now I want you to look at mine. You notice mine are a little darker, not just, but I have two different fists, and I'm going to show you them carefully. Just take down yours for a second. I want you to look at this one, this one. And you notice these two are kind of bigger. And you see the separation, and okay, that's my girly hand, okay? But I want you to look at this fist. And you're going to see that these three are bigger. And this is what I put into people. I don't punch them with my fingers at all. I punch them with these only. So if I want to break something, come forward. I want to break your chest, I punch with those. How is that fist made? I first curl the first set of knuckles, and then I press my thumb on the outside like this. And I hit only. For me, I like hitting with these two. Many other martial artists hit with these, but I like hitting with these two on my right hand, and on my left hand, I like hitting with these two. That's just me. I get much more out of it. Yeah. And I've hit a few and it hurts, right? Okay. So now we're talking about the regular fist. Try to hit not flat. You don't want to hit flat, but you don't want to bend your wrist. So what I like doing is hitting at an angle. I don't hit straight. I hit at an angle. Stay where you are. I hit like this. So my knuckles go in. So when I go, come to the face. I tell people, if you're good fighters, then you can hit people in the face. If you're not, don't hit people in the face. You might break your hand. Hit them somewhere where there is a little bone, and the bone is covered by a little meat. Don't hit muscles like, no, you'll be all right. Hit on the bone. Hit on the ribs. Hit on joints. On the shoulder. Stuff like that. Hit him in the neck. And that's where you can hit. So you have your regular fist, your karate fist, your kung fu fist, your boxing fist, you hit with the front. Your hammer fist, you hit with here. Your knife hand, and you hit with here. I want to move on to some more. Claws. I don't care which claw you use. I really don't care if it's a bear claw or whatever. Just get your hands open like this. And if you fight like a girl, this is quite fine. But what you're doing is moving your hands in an elliptical fashion. Now watch, come towards me. See, come closer. Just walk into it if you're bad. Walk into it and see what happens. If you have your hands like this, and most people don't want to do it, get the fingers tight and rigid and go above the eye line. And if you look for a second, just, can you get that? Can you see this? I actually did scratching. We don't play when it comes on to to working. So I scratch him this way. And that's sticking to can't see, of course, any bear claw. I'm going to show you another one that can help you. Just come close. Now, let's say a guy tries to hug you. Yeah, you can see this? Can you get this? Good. This is a monkey grip. And what happens is that your thumbs are not on the other side. The thumbs are beside. And you grab any flesh you can, push the flesh into the palm of your hand like so, and watch his reaction. Back out a bit and catch the reaction now. Ready? Ah! So even if I'm holding on to him, good. And it hurts. It's really awful. So what you do is get the heel in, then get the fingers in, and there's a space. And then you get this finger to push the meat into it. If somebody tries that right now on open mic, I should hear somebody screaming out. I think that would work. And they say, somebody say, hush, Christian, but I mean, that is what it is. So this works, grabbing something. If you don't have anything to grab, the kidney area is good to grab. Come right here again. Under here is good to grab. Okay, and you back out a bit. So show them the grimace on your face and under here. Okay, all right. And I don't want anybody to abuse anybody, but it happens. These moves work. Another one that and my team, we call it the rape spot. Come here, son. Can you get that spot? Now, if you go in the leg, halfway into the leg, and grab that and you grab that area, you can see where, and if you pinch yourself that way, tap, when you're ready, tap. Okay. On me. Halfway in, grab it, thumb running alongside the forefinger and grip it. Get the fingers to squeeze in here like this. In other words, you're doing that move to make a fist. Come higher. It is that move to make a fist. Come again. It's that move to make the fist. And anything you hit, you can grab and make a fist. Now, you probably realize that martial arts is my thing. So in Chinese martial arts, we fight like animals. And you have the dragons and you have the tigers. And one of the things the tiger does is to hit, scratch, or grab and tear. If you're using any tiger technique, we look for where muscles end. We hit them, we grab them, and we tear it off. If we grab the neck, we hit it, we scratch it, we grab it, we tear it off. If we grab the stomach, we hit it, we grab it, we tear it. Anywhere that we hit. So if I hit you and grab you, I tear it. Hit, grab, tear. Face, hit, grab, tear. Anywhere, hit, grab, tear. And that's a technique that should work for you as well. I hope you're enjoying yourself so far and you're ready for more. Other weapons that God give you. There is
Question,
something,
Captain.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, we don't know if we're preempting, but they're asking, what about if somebody holds you from behind?
Oh, well, yeah, we're gonna be getting there. The other weapons that you do have though are the back fist. No, gentlemen, if there are men watching, no, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the back of your fist. Come this way. Now imagine me having a pen. Imagine me taking my pen, making a fist out of it, and stabbing and put back my pen really quickly. That is how you could use the hammer fist. And likewise, you could use a back fist. Put your hand up, like open like this. This is a back fist. And you can do it to the face with just get your hand out really quickly. And if this goes to the face, if it goes to the stomach, anywhere it is a stinging type of blow, please don't beat up on anybody with it. That is one. you have several techniques that your hands can do, and I just gave you some of them. So now let's move on to answer that question. And any other question, just bring them forward. Being attacked from the front is the basic thing you want to learn. You want to learn how to deal with attacks from the front. Because if you don't, you cannot do the rest. Now I saw where people said, oh, if this happens, I'd kick them in the groin. How many of you really know how to kick? Most of you don't. We don't tell people who don't know how to fight to really kick. Why? Because you can lose your balance. And you don't want to fall and then it's all over. So if you're going to kick anybody to the groin, come this way. This is what you do. Open your legs. Don't do just this if you're not sure. Swing the whole leg. So back up now. Come back again. So if he tries to back up, he still gets it. And that's one of the reasons we just swing the leg. We don't try to kick. We just swing the leg under there. If we're doing anything with the legs, we prefer to use the knees so that the leg can go back to the floor rather quickly. Let's try with attacks from the side. What can happen from the side? I don't know. Maybe just grab onto me. Good. Watch me. When people get attached to you like this, apparently they like you. So if I turn around and grab this onto me and take this hand and come over like this, he's going on the floor. If he was supposed to do it from behind, and I grab this one and come over, he's going to be in trouble also. As long as his arms are tied up when I move, just grab it. There you go. So the first thing to do, hold on, is to make sure that they stay with you. Get him to stay, get this hand to go over. And if you put this arm in line with the elbow and press down, if he ain't, I saw a question a while ago, I'm just going to answer it. People anticipate the groin kick. That's exactly why you extend your leg. They can't back out of it, okay? And you don't show what you're going to do, you do. So if I press down like this, try to stand up, please, just try to stand up. The problem is this hand is locked right here, so you can't stand up. If you should go very hard and strike down in it, that's a broken arm, okay? Try it from this side. I hold on to it, I bring the arm over, and I want you to look how closely the fingers go towards the eyes. Now I have him. I grab his head, and what do I do next? Take a guess. Take a guess. Take a guess. Yes, I put my knee into him. And that's right. Well, a knee is a little bit different than a kick, but it works. So let's say they grab you from behind, and some of you are better looking than I am, so maybe somebody would grab you from behind. Grab me a little bit. Come around. Come, no, both hands. Put your hands around me. Around me like that. Okay, you would have seen this in the movies, and it looks difficult. This is what you do. The first thing you want to do is to concentrate your weight down. So pull your weight down. Now you're giving them a chance to lift you up. Can you get my feet? Okay, open your legs a bit. So don't be afraid. Open your legs. Open your legs. Get your legs wrapped around theirs. Lift me up now. Lift me up. There's no lifting up. There's no lifting up. Okay? So lift me up again. Try to lift. There's no lifting up. Why? Because with your legs wrapped around here or even here, come again, what is happening is that they are lifting up themselves, so it's not going to work. Come back again, put your arms around me. Now these are free, so you can use them. Make knock, 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 knock. Hold the hands and knock, knock anywhere. Let's see how much of this you can take. Knock, 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 knock. You're a good boy. Good. Knock. Then say it. Okay. So let's go again. You give about 3 quick knocks. 1, 2, 3. And then you use the other hand and reach for any one of these, especially little one. So you want to get the little one out. Knock, knock, knock. With the little one out, you're good to go. Watch me. Any finger you get out, bend it all the way back from here. From here. any finger, any hand, give me a hand. If you grab these, don't bend it here. Don't bend it halfway in the finger. Bend it up here in the joint. Watch what happens. And take yourself out of it this way. Now, I'm going to bend the finger. Try to touch me with the other one. Touch with the other hand. There's no touching taking place. Let's go back again. Throw your body weight down. Hook your legs around theirs. Now that you have that hook, then hold on to the hands and knock, knock, knock. Reach for a little finger and bend it back. Say it. Say it. Okay, now he's being a good boy and he's saying it. You have a number of things you can do. Get yourself out, or you can start elbowing your way out. But hold on to a finger, and whatever you do, try to hit me. Okay, hit me again. Okay, it's not working because the fingers hurt. Bend. Can you still do that? I'm going to try something here. Breathe. Breathe. Now, many of you can't get your fingers this far back. You want the tip of the finger to touch on this. Bend them back. Any finger you catch, bend them back all the way until the finger touch the hand. And I'm pretty sure that I'll let you go. Okay? Another thing you can do, just get my feet again, grab me, is that you can press, put it down. Get your heels up, your toes up, sorry, and go towards the toes. Step on the toes or the front part of the foot and any part there. This boy is tough. Okay. Yeah, okay. And again, knock, knock, knock. Bend the fingers away and come out. Hit me again. Thank you. All right. Any more questions? Anybody else? Fix them. I need them later on.
Question from YouTube. What if they
Yes.
neck hold you from behind?
Oh, the neck hold. All right. I'm gonna go a little low and try and give you a neck hold, please. Yeah. This was very bad. If you turn your head this way, you're going towards the shoulder. It won't work. Try to turn your head the other way. So let's turn around so that you can see what happens. Come around the other side. Good. Turn your head this way. As you turn your head this way, put both hands on it and break down like this. I don't care how strong they are, as long as this hand is not up to their neck, both hands and break down. As you break down, get this elbow to go anywhere you can get it. And I'm trying to be short for this. This and elbow. This and elbow. So some people say it won't work. Well, if you're practicing with somebody who knows that they're going to put you in a lock and they know what you're going to do next, maybe it's a little harder. Anywhere on the arm. Here we have a space. Here we go. Okay? This comes down, and as it comes down, elbow. Now this hand, this is where people make mistakes. Don't let it go. Turn your face towards him and take your head out underneath his armpit. Because there's no strength there. When you take your head out, drive down into the elbow or the shoulder. And they know, make sure you get this, he's now on the floor. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take him all the way down. Lie down. Thank you. You broke my trophy. Anyway, here we go. Once he's on the floor, you want to push down on the shoulder into the floor while keeping this straight. And he'll beg you and he'll tell you sorry and he'll do all types of things. So the neck hold again, try it again. Look, as soon as you realize it's going in, don't look in the opposite direction. Look towards the open side. Lock your neck down. There must be a space along here. Both hands. Break. As you break, elbow, put your head underneath the armpit and take it out this way. Press down on the elbow or in here and they'll go down. Push them into the floor. Good? Any more questions? I'll answer another one. Oh, I broke my trophy. Okay. Any other questions? I can't see all of them, but you're very welcome. Now, suppose you're getting a beat down, you know, as a man, you know, women beat me up on a regular, and it happens. So just slap me up. See, again, so keep on slapping. See, I want to get behind my grill like this. Okay, next hand, use the next hand. You turn into it. Turn into it. Now, hit me. Cool. Now that you take a beat down, this is how you get out. Pay attention. Hit. 1. Watch my elbow. 2, 3, 4. I don't need to get very pretty. Watch me again. This. Elbow. 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 I just want to get the elbows working. And I tell women all the time, between your elbows and your knees, this is what we use. So once you start getting the elbow, go again. Once we start, hit me. You take these things away, get the elbows in there, get the knees in there. How many elbow strikes do you have? You have many. Here's one. Put your hands up like this. Get behind the grill. Get behind the grill. This is one. Notice the palm goes by the air. And that's one. That's an upward elbow strike. The second one is the inward elbow strike. And it goes like this. You'll notice that I'm turning my body with it. But you would have remembered this stretch. And that's exactly what it is for. So when you hit like this, could you come here for a second? If I want to knock this guy out, I hold his head here and I elbow strike him on the next side. If I hold his head here and strike him, he's going to go. Okay? So if I'm holding him on the back and striking him on the front, he's going to go. So your elbow strikes, you can practice them that way. You have upward and you have an inside elbow strike. You also have a downward. Anytime, and I'm going to show you a position of choking. This is called a, catch me, a guillotine. When you put this on, you use the edge of your hand and just hold on for dear life. If you're afraid, put this under the chin. Can you see it? And lean back. And when you lean back, your knees, catch my knees. And that's a guillotine. If you're afraid, ladies, you can do it. And I'm going to give you one more. If you have to jump on a man's back to save your life, this is what you do. Okay? Put your arm all the way around until your elbow is in the center of his chest. Madam Chair, I know you notice you're watching carefully. Get that all around. Then take this one. Try to get out. Now, he's a little on the light side, so I want you to check if there's a color change.
Yes.
And look, if you do this, get the elbow to the center and hold on to your own bicep. Take this hand, put it to the back of his head like a knife, as if you want to cut it off. And lean on him. That's good. If you should hold somebody like that, put this around, hold on to your bicep and do this, that person will fall asleep in about 14 seconds. Hold them and squeeze. Come this way. You want to squeeze the sides of the neck. That's the side. But you also want to lock off what is going in. And by using this hand, you cut off what is going in through the windpipe. Okay? So if you can't fight and you jump and hold on to somebody, put that one in And I'm sorry to say this. Remember, I told you to act within the law, and I told you a lot of wonderful, nice things. Well, this is when I'm not so nice. Anybody I put into that headlock, I'm going to bite them. I'm going to bite them, okay? And I'm going to bite them on the ears. I'm going to bite them, and they're going to feel it. Cool? All right.
Captain, may I ask a question, please?
Sure, sure.
How many of these can children, let's say between 8 and 12, successfully do?
The last one, for sure.
Okay.
The ones where you knee or use your elbow, definitely. Any one of those.
All right.
Any attack to the eyes, any attack to the groin, a child can do it. And this is how children get you in trouble all the time. Can you pay attention for a little bit?
Yes.
Come right here. Can you get this? Children run up to you and they grab, can you turn this way? They grab your knees and they hug you up like this, and look what happens. If a baby runs up to you and grab you like that, you're going on the floor.
So true. So true.
And children have a way of wearing those little booties and kicking you in places that God says shouldn't be kicked. So children can protect themselves. And we teach our children how to do stuff like push you and run through your legs, or lie on the floor, just catch me right here, and kick you like that. And they can do it and do it very well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Okay.
No questions at this time from
Good.
YouTube.
Well, I'm going to try and show you some
I have a
techniques of my own.
question.
Yes.
I was wondering if you're held from behind with a knife directly at your throat, if there could be a demonstration with that, please.
Head from behind, knife at your throat. Let me just make sure that this boy don't break this thing, because he's a little bit on the strong side. I don't know what they're feeding him. Okay. Let's try that. Is that okay?
Yes, that's okay.
Okay. So he is doing everything, but he can't see. Let me show my hands. I don't care what height you are, they can't see your hands like this. Okay? I'm going to show you what to do real quickly. Ready? Turn your head towards the knife. Turn it away and lean back on them. Don't turn your head the other side for the same reason you went into the headlock. Turn your head that side so that the knife doesn't cut anything here, and lean back. Get these hands up and break it down. Just grab and break it down. Then look at them. Turn around so they can see what happens. Hold me a little bit more. Break down and look at them. Where's the point of the knife? Where is it? Towards him, right?
Towards, yes.
Watch it. Watch now. You satisfied?
Thank
Look
you.
towards him and watch me. Watch me carefully. I do this at least 3 times. Don't move. 1, 2, 3. How do I get out of being held? I get out under the armpit. As I get out, I'm going to do this again. Pointless. 1. And then I'm going to put his hand to rest behind his back, and I escape from behind him. I don't want to escape from the side or anywhere else. I want to have his hand turn around in his back like that, and I'm escaping this way. Does that make any sense? So I'm going to do it again. Put it around. It's here. Look, head back. Funny enough, most times when you do this, keep your head here. You get a headbutt going on. Turn. 1, 2, 3. Put your head underneath the armpit. And it doesn't matter where this knife goes. Hold on to the hand and put it behind his back. Lift it up. Push him off and run. Any other questions? I'm in that time when I get to answer questions. Any more?
We can actually kill people with these moves?
Next question is, what if the attacker manages? Yes, you can, Michelle. What if the attacker manages to restrain your hands behind you?
Oh my goodness. If you can restrain my hands behind me. You mean like that? Is this good? Are you just seeing the hands? Seeing that? Okay. Watch me. Get my shoulders. If I drop a shoulder like this, turn around. Can you get the hands? I'm going to drop my right shoulder like this. I'm going to drop my left shoulder like this. And if I drop my shoulder and I stomp on his foot, I'm getting out of that. Any other questions?
And what if you're pinned to the floor is the next question.
This floor thing is very dangerous, you know. So first thing you want to do is to learn how to fall. You do this for me. He's going to show you how to fall. Take a short pace with your leg. Then sit. Sit, sit, and roll. That's how you fall. Let's go again. Short pace with the leg. One leg back. With a strong leg. Too far back. Sit, 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 and roll. No, stop. Stay there. Stay there. You'll find yourself like that. You don't want to be like that forever. What you want to be is on your side. Until that time, get your toes back and strike one or strike the knees here and here. And you keep on firing them that way. And if they turn around this way, you fire them that way. And you keep on firing them. And that's one of the things. Now, I'm going to play the victim. I'm a good looking girl, so I'll play the victim. Stand up. And I get to play. I hope you can see this. So here we go. So come and hold me. Hold me. So the first thing I want to do is to get my foot, catch that, into what we call the guard. And my legs become my guard. Try to hold me. Try to hold me. Come down, come down, come down, come down. Lie down on me. He won't be getting anything tonight. He won't be getting anything at all. Okay? Now catch his hands right here. You have him? Now while his hands are on me, all I need to do is to press on any of the elbows and he'll fall over. And if it's this one, I press on it, he'll fall over. And I can kick him over like this. Now, all I need to do is to get my leg over one of the arms. And don't tap me until I break it. Wait. See? It doesn't hurt. A little bit? Okay, it does hurt. Okay. I'm moving. I'm going to show you some more on the floor. So don't go away. Come, come. So, ladies, your heels are your guard. So try to come near me. See? He won't be able to come near me. Won't be able to come near me. Why? Because I'm kicking him. Now, let's say he does get a chance. Come here. Come here. Kneel down here. And choke me. All right, hold on to my neck. No, my neck. Oh my God, this is uncomfortable. Okay. Look at what I'm doing. Ready? I try to get my guard in. That's the first thing. Use your legs, ladies. And I try to get these. So now he's in a position where he can't do anything. Get a finger to your mouth and bite it. Bite it. If you get a chance, put your legs and close it. Watch. Watch again. Now, while you're holding him here, what can happen here? Get this, get this. I stick him in the eyes. Try to get away, get away. Get away. There's no getting away. And if I grab onto something, he's not going anywhere. And if I bring him back, I use the heel. Get this? And I'm fighting him right here. So one is in the hook and one is getting him here. And I think that can hold him for a while. Sit on top of the chest. Almost come up. Okay, can you get this? Are you getting this? Sure. Okay. Oh my God, this is serious business, right? Look at what I do with my legs. I bring my legs close to myself, to my body. Look at my legs. Look at my legs. Good. And watch. I can tilt him over to that side or any side I want, as long as I hold this and tilt. Okay? And I hope that helps a little bit. Any questions?
They're just getting a little more technical and wanting to know if there are more than one attackers. So I'm sure your chances are decreased, but
Many of us can't take on multiple attackers, but there's a secret to dealing with multiple attackers. And I'll tell you what the secret is. When you're attacked, imagine that there's a clock and you're in the center of the clock. If everybody can face you, you can be attacked. What I try to do is to grab one and use his head to hit somebody else and get behind him. So now when I use his head to hit somebody else, I'm using him as a human shield, okay? And that's what I do. I push people so that they bounce up into each other and I try to make my way out of there. It does take some training. And as I've said many times before, this is very difficult to teach you how to fight, how to save your life on screen. Right now, there are people online who are trying to do this by playing around with it. It's not something to play around with. If you want to learn this, in an appropriate time, we can probably get numbers and we stop by my dojo and we go through it. Where women, you can't train this way with women. You have to train with men. You need real men with real man strength and man problems and thing so that you get the real experience. Training with a woman is just not the same. So fighting from the floor is one of those technical things. Multiple attackers is one of those technical things. You just grab a knife or something. Stab me. Stab me again. And I call this the thumbs down method. If you look at me, the thumbs are down like that. Give me a hand. And I really like training with him because he comes with his own marking system. So one hand goes here and the other one goes here. Yeah, that's good. I certainly hope, feel for him because I really grab him. Now, as he stabs me, go again, go again. That's part of it. The next part of it is to move my body back like I'm dancing, you know, and I jump back. Do it again. Do it again. Now, when I do that, if I have to do that more than 3 times, do it again. I move on to the outside. You want to use my metal knife? Get a metal knife. Use one on the floor, right? So look at this. This is metal. So it probably won't cut me, but it will hurt. Stab me. I come on the side and I don't attack a knife from the sides or from the front. These are dangerous and they could really hurt Miss Rob's last boy. But if I go from the side, this knife is mine. And if I want to turn it around, this could be very bad for him. But that's just me. I have problems and sometimes they come out in the wrong way. So he's going to do it. Let's see if he can. Can you do this? Sir? Come here, boy. I'm trying to stab you. Come take a stab like a man. Take it. Okay. And I didn't warn him that time. And I'm going to cut you this way. Pay attention. All he did was to go behind this grill. Close the grill. Come on this side. Is that making any sense to you? I think this is much more dangerous than a gun. Now, I told you I'd be showing you a little bit about how to use this thing. And I'm going to show you how it is done. If you are aware of it, then you can use it. If you're not, don't touch it. You grab onto me for a second. My karambit goes like this. Does that hurt? Then say it, because they don't believe. And I squeeze here, I grab here. I can cut, I can press, I can turn him around, and I can cut his head off like this. When I'm ready, I can punch with it. I can punch him under his armpit. I can punch him. I can stab him. I can cut. That's a karambit, normally used by special forces, law enforcement types. One of my favorite weapons that you can carry anywhere. Get yourself a nice small flashlight. Pass that one. Your flashlight should be able to hold here in your hand. So it helps you with a fist. And so ensure if you have any flashlight, even a non-tactical one, if you see these edges, all right, the edges are there to take skin off. They just look, just come. When you hit with it, you take the skin off like this. Now I'm not a nice guy, so I carry a bigger one, and I want you, tap me. And so now, look at me. The camera is attacking me, so I go this way. The camera, you probably can't see. And then I'm gonna hit you with the light. And as I hit you with the light, I can hit you over and over and over and over again with my flashlight. This goes anywhere. The other thing you can use for self-defense, you can use a pen, and you can stab with your pen, or you can stab with your pen. You're bright people, very studious people. So I think you have books. Touch me, please. That hurt? Okay. Use the spine of the book, the corner of the book can do a lot of work. The spine of the book. Okay. Come. The corner of the book hurts, right? Touch me. You can use the book, especially if it's hardcovered. Good. So you can use this, and then you use this bit. Come back. Punch at me, block, and strike in the neck, and get this one, and hit him in the groin. A little too close. So you have your books. I'm sorry I didn't wear heels today, but your heels can be used. I wish I had one. And ladies, I'm going to show you something. Come right here. Here's a weakness, just so you know. I don't want to show everything on screen. Halfway down the trousers in the side of the leg here is, just keep it on this. I can see. If you should put your knee in here, it will work. It will take somebody down. So those are some tips for you. I hope I didn't bore you to death. There are so many things I want to show you. And I certainly hope, that, plug this in for me. I certainly hope that I showed you some things. So now is the time when we summarize. Okay, let's summarize for a little bit. Okay, can anybody remember the laws of survival? Anybody? The laws of survival. Anybody? All right, leave that one for now. Think about that one. What is the formula for survival? Now, that one you must remember. If you don't remember anything, you wasted my time. This formula, what must you do? What's the sequence? Oh, I think so. All right.
Answers?
Yes, I'm ready for answers. And I want people to talk. I want people to take part. What's the formula?
Can you raise your hands, please,
Stand,
one at a
please,
time?
stand.
Please raise your
It's
hands so
fine.
we can acknowledge you one at a time. All the microphones can't be on.
All the children can scream. Yeah. Can't see, can't breathe, can't fight. And there are some laws. One of them is to respect all forms of life. You didn't make any, okay? The other one is self-preservation at all times. It's above all things. You want to go home. Expect the unexpected and trust no one. Here's another formula that you can use to remember. Ask, will. ASK, WILL, where A is being aware. S is being suspicious of all activities around you. And K is being knowledgeable and willing, knowledgeable and skill, sorry, to do what you want. The last one, will, is to be willing to initiate. I certainly hope I didn't waste your time. My presentation didn't go the way I wanted it to go. I wanted to show you them in a little bit, with a little bit more space. But if it's not one thing, it's the other. If it's not the internet, but that never stops me from doing what I have to do. And I'm glad to be here. And I certainly hope that people have learned. The whole aim of this presentation, from my point of view, is to make sure that you are more empowered. I don't want you to be afraid. Being fearful is one of the worst things that can happen to you. You actually give your oppressors a chance to overpower you. I am never afraid. I know where my faith is. I know what I have to do. I know where I'm going. I know I have people to support. So I'm never, ever, ever, ever fearful. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I think what I should do now is hand over to you. And I hope you have a good evening.
Michelle.
I just want to say thank you so much, Captain. You keep saying you hope you don't bore us, you hope you don't bore us. It was not boring at all. It was very practical. And although we didn't get a chance to be there with you, for those of us who had the opportunity to practice with our children or spouse, we were doing that. Very useful. I have learned so much. As a woman who is nearsighted, this has come as a blessing. So I personally want to say thank you. My daughter wants to say thank you, and we will definitely be using these and be practicing. Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. You're very welcome. And you take some licks today, so you know it go. All right. Madam Cheryl, thank you so much for inviting me. And of course, we've been a team for many, many, many years. And you know, you're just 15 years old, but it's many years. And anything you ask me, you know, I'll always be there to support you. Ladies, you have yourself a good evening. And can I stop beating up this young man now?
Thank you so much, Captain. Let us just double check while we're going to be closing off. If there are any other questions, Madam Moderator, can you just check the chat for me? There are comments, but just in case there's anything else. Thank you so much, Captain. You know, our love is something that we can't even talk about. But the truth is, I appreciate very much. And I was just saying to myself, it's awesome that your presentation coincided with the launch of the 16 days, you know, maybe divine intervention, because it's really important that we are not just talking about ending violence against women and children and so on, that we're actually doing something. And I thank you for allowing us to be streaming it on our YouTube page, because what will happen is that when everybody subscribes to the channel and tells somebody else to subscribe, it will be over there. And as Rochelle said earlier, she'll be able to watch it and practice until she gets it. There was one last question from Rochelle. She said in the movies, she's seen the point in the neck that puts you to sleep. And she's wondering if it's real. So she was wondering, where exactly is it? Maybe she don't want you to knock out Christian, but maybe to that little idea of where exactly would you be able to find it?
It is not just the pressure point alone, it's the way you hold them. So you hold them, and if you use the thumb, and I'm gonna just try and touch him there. And the two of them together takes him down. But it's not for everybody to do unless you can actually get hold of a person and know how to put your hands on them and how to press it. And what it does is locks off the blood going to the brain. So we do a choke and a strangle at the same time, prevent air, and we prevent blood from going to the brain, and you should fall asleep. Yeah, it does work. And for those kids, for those kids who have watched Kung Fu Panda, the which one?
The skadoosh.
The
skadoosh with little finger.
Yes, it actually works. And Christian, they're saying thank you, and they really feel sorry for you. And they say I must not beat you up for the rest of the day, and I can restart tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Christian. Thank you for being a part of the demonstrating today. We've seen him at least once already, and we know that this is what happens and how y'all practice. So as we will close out, Captain, there was a question about maybe being able to find you for personal training.
Yeah.
And maybe being able to get a couple of these as the practice. So I don't know if you
Yes.
need to put anything in the chat so they can know how to find you.
I'm gonna leave you to do that.
Okay.
You can contact me at 369-9860. And based on what I do, I really don't exist. So I must tell you, this is the first time anything of this sort has ever happened. Nobody knows where to find me, and nobody knows what the place looks like or anything. And I didn't really do a setup. This is how you show it. This is really how I live. This is really how I really live. And these things are here. They're actually practical. And I've never ever. This is probably the first time anybody has been inside here. And for you, Cheryl, anything. You can make contact with me through you, and I'm sure you'll WhatsApp me or send the numbers to me, and I will make contact with you. My email address can be passed to them as well.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, kind sir. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Cheers.
That's why
Bye-bye.
I asked you if you were okay with us streaming, because I know it's not something you put out just like that.
No, we kind of hide our thing, and it has to be that way. And we don't want this information to get into the hands of the wrong people. So that's why we do what we do. But take care, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you so much,
Cheers.
sir. All right.
All right.
So I can remove your spotlight now.
Thank you.
All right. So everybody's still with us? Everybody's still here? Raise your hands, open your mics. Let's see if we can hear you. Are you still here?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Wonderful. All right. So I see hands going up. I hear voices talking. People over on YouTube, you're still with us? Are you still with us? All right. Wonderful. So Captain Hibbert asked me, he shared his number. He said you could reach out to me. You can find me through the chapter's email, and I can share with you, or I think my cell number is in the signature of the email that gets sent out to you. If you are really serious about maybe finding him, I will really have to tell you that I thank him, because if we had to pay him, we could not afford him. That's what I'm 100% sure. So I don't know the cost of the sessions for individuals, or even if we go as a group, but maybe moving into 2022, when we are looking at our next set of series, we could plan something that will include having controlled the numbers, so that we will maybe be able to have a session where we're actually putting some of this into practice. But as Rochelle would have shared, I answered her earlier, and the others who were talking, going over to the YouTube channel will mean that the video will be there. He's reminding us that if we are learning to do these things to benefit ourselves, he did say trust no one. So some of this we're going to have to maybe practice a little by ourselves. Nothing no wrong if people are seeing and sharing, but at the moment, the only thing I think I forgot to ask, if he hasn't gone or maybe he's gone, is we have what we call the fight or fright or flight mechanism. In a moment, sometimes what may happen to you first is fright. Is there anything, because scientifically I know there isn't, that would help you to take a deep breath and then figure out how to do the fight, because you can get paralyzed. So that's something that we maybe have to work on internally as well, as we close out. And we are just reminding you as we close off today that today is the launch of the 16 days of activity for the elimination of violence against women and children. So we're making ourselves orange for the next 16 days. And Omega Kappa is very grateful to have had this topic pre-planned that coincided, because we are serious about wanting to eliminate. We are going to close off by thanking each and every one of you for staying with us. We looked at the poll numbers. We didn't necessarily have a prize tonight because I think the prize tonight was all the basic things that we've learned. Even if we don't get all of them and we're going to go back to watch the video and practice some, I'm hoping everybody has gotten at least one single thing that you can figure out today that will help you in a moment or in a crunch. And just before we wrap up again, I will tell you just the basics about Omega Kappa because I know some of you have been hearing it. I did want to give a shout out to a few people, if that's okay with them. Jillian Blair, Nadine Blair Dixon, Venice Brown, Naylin Caballero Aha, Shauna Callum Lindsay, Verona Chambers, Diane Chang, Megan Crosman, Marvarine David Gordon, Aisha Elliott, Deandra Facey, Lashana Gale, Jordana Hill, Chanel Johnson, Cavell Lawrence, Ariana. Ariane, if I mispronounce your name, forgive me, please, but I'm going to assume it's Luones Caranzana, Charlene Marshall Davis, Teresa McGaw, Shellyan McKenzie, Pansy McLeod, Rosemary Morris, Angelique Nelson Bent, Sabrina Prince, Sasha Gay Sampson, Herbika Shaw, and Karen Shaw White, Kenisha Smith, Camilla Walker, Rochelle Walker, and Anne-Marie Wright, who have been with us from last week, Monday, until today for all 6 sessions. We know some people only needed maybe the infection control, some the non-nursing, but we thank you for appreciating what we put together to share with all of you so that you could benefit, because we're not only having the sessions just for you to be able to have your hours. We want you to use the information, and the infection control is important. We're in a pandemic, we're healthcare professionals, and we picked non-nursing topics. Everybody was here on Tuesday know that I'm wearing my Zoom purple lipstick tonight, and we're taking away some tips that can help us to defend ourselves and or to defend others. So we thank you for staying with us. Just in case you wanted to find out a little bit about us and where to find us, if you didn't hear it and you may have missed it, I'll put it back for 5 seconds to share with you that we are the Omega Kappa chapter of Sigma. And let me find just the page where you can find us. I'm going to just repeat that we had 6 nursing students at a university in the US who wanted to recognize nursing merit and scholarship. That's how Sigma came about. Now known as Sigma Theta Tau International Honor Society of Nursing. We know the name is long, we just say Sigma. And Sigma Theta Tau was selected from the Greek words storge, tharsos, and time. It's a reminder that every nurse should have love, courage, and honor. This is our vision. We want connected, empowered nurse leaders transforming global healthcare, and we're on a mission to develop nurse leaders anywhere to improve healthcare everywhere. Omega Kappa, we are 2.5 years old at the US School of Nursing, Mona, with our members across the Caribbean countries and in the US and the United Kingdom. We have nursing leaders and nursing students, and we are working on ensuring that we're meeting the mission and vision of Sigma, on getting new members, retaining the members, increasing our visibility, playing our part to impact nurses, nursing, and healthcare. You can find sigmanursing.org, all things Sigma, omegakappa.sigmanursing.org, and that's our website. On Facebook, you can join our group, Omega Kappa Chapter. Follow us on Instagram at Omega Kappa Caribbean. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Omega Kappa of Sigma, Omega Kappa Chapter of Sigma. At least when you subscribe, when we go live again or we upload anything else, as we will continue to do, it will notify you. And send us a line for any queries and questions you have, omega.kappa.chapter560@gmail. As nurse leaders, if you're interested, you have to be legally licensed to practice where you are. You have to have a bachelor's degree in nursing or an equivalent, and we expect you to write to us to say why you want to join. Give us a copy of your resume, and you need 2 recommendation letters, one from your place of work. Those get sent to our email. And I close out tonight because I think this is a great way for us to be bold and to raise our voices. Our new international president is reminding us that as the largest group of healthcare providers, we have the ability to put ourselves at the table, to get invited, or to demand that space so we can influence decisions and create a better world for all those who we are serving, no matter what sphere in nursing we are practicing. We don't have to be the loudest. We just need to be those who are most tactical. We learned tonight that some of these moves that were shown to us, you don't need to do them in aggression. You just need to know exactly what it is you need to do. So you need to be informed, you need to have the knowledge, and we have to stand up and stand out. It takes leadership. The 3 areas he's asking us to focus on: economics, technology, and conservation, because he's reminding us we need to be out of our nursing silos. It takes more than just being encased in nursing only to be a part of those decisions. And in the meaning of Sigma Theta Tau, it takes love, courage, and honor. Just a few pictures to close out about a couple of the things we've been doing since we've been a chapter. And if you didn't see us before and you're just hearing about us, thank you for joining. Tell somebody, follow us, look out for the information, send a word out to us so that we are able to be a part of who you want to be. At Omega Kappa, Nursing Excellence lives here, and we are happy to have every and anybody on board in our profession who wishes to be a part of this excellence, who wish to be a part of the change that we want to see in nurses, in nursing, and in healthcare. We thank you so much, and look out for us again, as we will either upload more to our channel, to see our activities on our social media, and/or we're looking out to hear from you if you're interested in joining us. Any last comments or questions? Thank you so much for being here. Those of you who joined us over here on Zoom, those of you who are with us on YouTube the entire time, have a wonderful evening, and we will see you again. Look out for your certificates. Persons that asked at the beginning, I will close by saying we are promising, as we did at the last series, to try and have them out within a month, because we need to be able to ensure we can get them done. They will be emailed to you, and we will be using how you've registered. So we hope that you had your names written correctly on your registration. That's what we'll be using. And we'll be double checking to see what you've done. So
hello, is there the possibility for me to ask a quick question? Will that presentation, the safety presentation, be available online after?
All the sessions were streamed live on YouTube, and they are left on the channel.
Okay, oh, that one is all right. Thank you so much for that bit of info.
So all the videos are there. Yes, persons would have paid and gotten the hours if they've joined our sessions live, but the information is over there. We covered other topics when we did the series in April as well. They're also on there. We have had other presentations on research, on mental health, and so on. They're also there. It's great for you to go back and see if you need to. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And we look forward to seeing you again. Have a wonderful night.
They haven't subscribed yet.
And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and tell somebody so they can subscribe too. Let's put it out there that we have a lot of nursing excellence going on, not just the negative things.